So, Brad, pop-up, tell me, what do you reckon?
Well, first of all, Rodrigo, I don't call it a pop-up.
Yes.
Because
that's the genre.
that was made up, you know, that was made up by somebody who was teaching people on the sand to jump to the feet, right? And that's not considering that the way that you take off, the way that you take off on the wave is you take off slightly on the rail. That's how you establish control right from the get-go. So if you pop to your feet, there's a time, if you slow it down, there's a time where you aren't connected to the surfboard at all. It might be only, you know, a hard thing to measure. Maybe it's only 100ths, 200ths, or 300ths of a second, or whatever it is. But when you watch the Olympics and you see those guys down the hill, first place and 10th place is only 300 or 200 of a second. So that matters, this time. So the time that you're not connected to the surfboard, the back of the surfboard can move a little bit so your foot doesn't land on the right spot. And then what happens is when you're going down the wave, you're trying to fix your feet, you're wasting. You're wasting time. So I call it only a takeoff, so that you pull yourself onto the surfboard with control. You're surfing the wave before you're even standing. So that's what I teach in there, and all the technique is in there.
And that's you reckon is the most important, and that's the most mistake and the hard part.
That's the starting point.
The starting point.
The starting point. It's the gateway to all kinds of fun. I mean, and also very dangerous waves. If you need to have this, you need to know, I got this. You need to know this is my. I'm really good at the takeoff.
Yes.
To advance yourself. I mean.
To the next.
I mean, even though I'm pretty good with the takeoff, I still would make me nervous to surf snapper with all the and all the people and the rocks and all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah? So for me to surf that thing, I need to be doing, I challenged myself to do 100 of them a day for 10 days. I did 1,000 of them, you know what I mean? 50 backside, 50 frontside. And then I went surfing and a wave came and it was really late and offshore. I whipped around, I made it. It was the only wave I caught of the session. I was excited about it for 2 weeks afterwards. It was so fun. Also, there's lots of time where you can't see. Offshore winds at Mavericks or Jaws, or even like when it's offshore, you can't see. And when you can't see, you start to hesitate. So I recommend you do the takeoff with your eyes closed again and again and again and again and again. And then you're gonna, it's very much like jiu-jitsu. I mean, when you're gonna fight another guy, I mean, he's ready. You can't be thinking, oh, I hope I remember. I hope I remember. No way. You're gonna be like, I'm ready. That's what WaveKey helps you do.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's epic.
Awesome.
Thank you.